Welcome back to a hot show. Coach Mangini is here. Chicago nailed their draft. Caleb at 1, Rome, Odunze at 9. Firepower all of a sudden in Chi-Town. Caleb going full Thanos mode. You like that, Dust? To be the greatest or to be able to sit at the table, that's his goals. My last goal, immortality.
That's kind of a new thing, right? People trying to live forever.
Yeah.
A lot of rich people.
Immortality, Coach.
Yeah.
Not just winning a few games, playing some clean football. Immortality. The only way to reach that is winning championships, plural, Coach. Not a typo.
It's the draft.
He's talking about immortality.
That's what these days.
Not to you.
Okay.
Coach, your reaction?
Oh.
Say less. Say less. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? Why
it's the best day of his life.
Okay, and it might be the worst day of his life when everybody goes back to him and says, "Hey, remember when you were reaching for immortality? Why don't we reach for a winning season? Okay?
That's not.
There hasn't been one of those in Chicago in 6 years. Why don't we reach for that? Why don't we reach for being a leader in the locker room? Why don't we reach for having a level of success? Do you know what the quarterback success rate is for first-round quarterbacks? Since 2011, right? When they finally went to the new CBA. So there's been 41 quarterbacks drafted. One's won the Super Bowl in the first round. So 41 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. One's won the Super Bowl, and that's been Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
3 others have gone to the Super Bowl.
Well, in fairness, since 2011,
hold on a second.
like 4 guys have won Super Bowls. Brady and Mahomes win them all.
Why, Caleb? Why don't we work on? Let's get to the Super Bowl.
Okay. No, you wouldn't have liked that either.
No,
you wouldn't have liked that either.
I'm just saying, maybe we can start with
it day to day.
Maybe
I'm just looking
for
tomorrow.
That is not
exactly right.
what
I want to throw the football tomorrow better than I do today.
Exactly right.
Hey, Drew. No, so these extreme or the options are, hey, throw the football better tomorrow or immortality.
Guys,
there's nothing in between.
No, what I am saying is this is
levels.
unfair because the kid that the Lions traded up for, was it Terrion Arnold, Dust? Terrion Arnold. He takes the microphone. He says, Detroit, you got a star. Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of guys, when they're drafted, that day talk about winning championships. Yeah. That is what they talk about.
Lamar said
it doesn't make it right or good.
Okay, okay.
Just because one makes a bad decision, it's like talking
it's not
to
a
my
bad
kids.
decision.
Just because your friends are making bad decisions,
it's not a bad decision. And what I'm telling you is, when Patrick Mahomes was drafted, is the first thing he said, I just want to be better tomorrow? And no, it wasn't.
What did he say?
I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't, I'm chasing number 12, baby.
Okay, but
I'm going to live forever.
Guys.
Okay.
I think we're being unfair.
Slow down.
And also, I would just take the scrutiny off Caleb. You can put it on me if you want.
He put the scrutiny on himself.
He's the number one
That's the
pick.
point.
It seems like a lot. You won't say it seems like a lot.
Okay, what did LeBron? Hold on. Let me ask a question.
It seems like a lot.
Okay, what was, Brew, you were there. What was LeBron saying when he was drafted?
He said when they come to, because I was there, I was a few feet away. When they come to Cleveland next year, it's going to be lit up like Vegas. I was going to use LeBron as an example. He had the chosen one.
Exactly.
Tattoos.
But he was.
Commercials with
amazing.
Dr. J. Well, that's, look.
Right. Caleb's pretty damn good.
Caleb's LeBron in the NFL?
I don't know, but I'm saying as a
I doubt
prospect,
that.
he's a consensus number one.
He was saying because Cleveland got him, they were going to be excited and light it up. And Cleveland, they would.
It was lit up.
Yeah, it was lit up.
I'm not going to kill him. Which might surprise you because I killed the Cowboys when they talk Super Bowl. Yeah. That's the owner, and he's been doing it for nearly 30 years and no success. All right. So, look, when Trevor Lawrence, coach, went the opposite way, football, I can take it or leave it. You know,
true.
People kill him, right? So, but here's what I'll say. Here's the
bad decision. Bad decision.
Here's what I'll say, though.
How about a good decision?
It's on Caleb. And I don't mean just because he's making these grandiose statements. They got a good squad. Like, they got Rome, Odunze yesterday. They already had a couple good receivers with Keenan Allen now.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift. Like,
and the defense was good after they got
better. I still got questions about the defense, but it got better.
They're going to be awesome.
It's a tough division. That's the challenge. But my point is this. When you look at their roster and what they did last year at the end of the year, it's just like if Caleb Williams is pretty good, they're going to be in the playoffs or close.
Yeah, they got a chance to live forever.
All right.
They
So
really
if they are, it's on him.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
He's got to deliver.
I agree with that. So there's two things. One is I just wish that we could be fair enough to say, after the greatest moment of your life, once you are in the building, once you're at OTAs, then let's ratchet down the grandiose big picture stuff. But if in that moment, if the moment someone opens their letter of acceptance to Harvard Medical School, they say, I want to be the greatest surgeon who ever lived, I am not going to be like, oh, why don't you focus on your midterms first, kiddo? Like, no, it's an exciting, great moment. Now,
when they start covering it on TV, people opening up this stuff at Harvard for how many millions of people, then maybe we could talk about that.
But they're going to cover the other stuff, too, and we'll see how he talks. Now, but I will set what my expectations are. I think the Bears are going to win 10-plus games next year, and I would be shocked if by the end of his third year, he is not considered the best quarterback in his conference, and I would bet money that before the end of his rookie contract, they play in a Super Bowl. That's my expectations for the Bears.
Well, I'm sure you could bet money in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't
so
like doing 5-year-long futures bets. Let them hold my money big free. Like, no, not doing it. Interest-free
the
loan
old big
to
free.
Caesars Sportsbook. I'm not doing
All right, let's head down to Dallas. Okay, Brew, your reaction to defensive leader Micah Parsons.
I mean, he clearly didn't show any excitement. Now, he had given his 3 guys. He was hoping to get one of them.
Yeah.
And he said Guyton was 4th, so that was a convenient thing to say. But look, I'll say this. I like the pick. And I'm not going to question the Cowboys with their offensive linemen. There's a lot to not like about the Cowboys and the way they do business. They know how to pick offensive linemen.
That's true.
Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith. So this guy's he's humongous. He's 6'8", 320. Yep. He's athletic. You know, he's a little bit raw, but they obviously know how to train offensive linemen too. So I think it's a good pick. Micah, I don't know what his draft process was, like how much he actually studied. There you go. He probably didn't. I mean, I'm guessing he didn't go in depth about these guys. I think it's a good pick. I'm gonna give him a grade. Okay. I'm going to give him a B. And I think that might even be a little low. I'm going to give him a B. I think this kid's probably going to be good.
Yeah, I think nothing helps team chemistry like insulting the owner's pick and the first-round draft pick on TV. I mean, that's always a good process. He should follow up on his podcast. I thought this was a great decision by Dallas. I said yesterday that they should trade back, especially if you have a group of players that you like, and they had those 3 glaring needs with center, left tackle, and running back. Now they pick up a 3rd-round draft pick, and it's a high 3rd-rounder that Detroit had gotten from Minnesota. So you could, with 2 threes, you could potentially trade up again in the 2nd round and fill both those needs. So I really like the process that they went through.
So to be fair, on my feeling on this specific pick, Brew's right. They've earned the benefit of the doubt when it comes to drafting, particularly offensive linemen. Now, as the owner of America's 2nd most accurate mock draft, I should mention that there were 4 players that went in the 1st round that I didn't think were going to. He was one of them. So and the guy that I thought the Cowboys should draft, the guy who played tackle, what is going to be a center in the NFL, Graham Barton from Duke, went 2 picks after where they were originally going to be drafting. So that part was a little curious to me. But you're right, Brew, that they know how to scout offensive linemen. But you're also right in that a lot of the problems with the Cowboys have to do with Jerry Jones' need for attention. Because I'm going to show you something, Coach, because you're also right. They need a running back. And the best running back on everyone's board, it seems, is Jonathan Brooks. He's one of 2 guys expected to be a 2nd-round caliber player, he and Corum from Michigan. Jerry, last night on television, in front of the media, said this. So I wouldn't have done that. So they're drafting at 56. For instance, Tampa, which has been trying to find a reliable running game since Brady got there, is drafting at 57. If I now am Tampa, or one of the teams drafting ahead of them that's like, maybe this guy will be around later, like Philly, your rival, which has 2 picks right before you, and I know Philly addressed the running back situation, but still, like, why are you telling the world when it'd be one thing if you're picking at 33. Right. If you're picking and you're like, we know what we're doing there, it's fine.
Sure.
They have to get through 22 other teams, or 23 other teams' picks before they get the opportunity to take their guy, I think that's a mistake. I think telling the world how much you love a player who you are yet to draft and you need 24 teams to pass on is probably a mistake.
Coach,
You nailed it, Nick.
Okay, yeah.
You nailed it.
Reason number 4,080, a owner that need to be talking about it.
Broncos next.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.